Now, I've been talking about balance points versus points of symmetry. And the difference is this. This is one of the major breakthroughs we've had recently in the research. I want you to notice we're going to be looking over the next few segments at the difference between balance, just a balance point that we used to look at, and a point of ground force or symmetry. If I stand at a point that's marked, and you have been given those on your printout, of ground force, I will feel like I'm nailed to the ground. I just have very solid contact with the ground. As soon as I move to a balance point, I feel like my weight is lifted. I don't have quite that same balance level of ground force. And if I step out of balance, absolutely. I feel my weight moving forward in my right, back in my left. Some of you will have the opposite sensation, but just be aware of, okay, I'm in balance, but I'm not in one of my points of symmetry. And we'll define symmetry a little more for you here momentarily. Again, I'm not in one of my points of absolute balance or symmetry. I feel light on my feet. And now I move into one of my points of symmetry, and I just feel like my feet just settled into the ground. A very, very solid contact. Now, when I have that kind of solid contact with the ground, that's where I'm going to generate my most power. My power is coming from the ground up. And if when I have this kind of solid contact, and the longer I can maintain this contact with the ground, the greater leverage and the greater power, that energy is moving right out of the ground force, into the body, into the large muscles, and that is what imparts power. So whether you're in martial arts, or you're hitting a golf ball, or a baseball, or a softball, or you're jumping vertical leap, you want the greatest vertical leap from here, from these points, and you'll see that you have multiple points, narrow to wide. Depending on your sport, you've been given different points. When I'm in balance and my right shoulder is lower, my fingertips will tell me that because my right hand's a little bit longer, my right shoulder is going to be lower and my weight's going to be more on my right side. Hips are square to my stance line, but I've offloaded my weight to the right. Some people, when they're narrow, offload the weight to the left. This has implications in absolutely everything we do. So points of symmetry or maximum ground force, I just moved to one, where I was a moment ago. Fingertips meet, and this is where I really feel grounded. Here I'm feeling light on my feet, another balance point, but I can tell you, just by putting my hands at my side, fingers extended, I can tell you that my right hand is longer. And I can check it here, and sure enough, there it is. Interestingly, as I go wider, here's another point of symmetry, by the way, for me. And I just settled into the floor here. As I get wider, this is another point of symmetry. Again, I can check it, bring fingertips up, and they are identical. But if I step even wider, now I start to go the other way. My left shoulder just lowered, bring my hands together, then all of a sudden my weight's more loaded left than it is right. I'm on a balance point, but not a point of ground force, symmetry, absolute balance. So that is really the major difference in being in balance versus being in symmetry. The same stance width that you get, or the same points that you have, when you're in balance, will offload you. When you're in symmetry, you have the same distribution of weight on both sides. Just look straight ahead and relax. That was pretty good.
That's fair enough.
Now, the way to check it, and you can, is pull your left foot without changing your width. Pull it back a couple of inches. So you're still square.
Okay.
So with your putter, does that feel like it's wider than you've been?
No, it feels a little narrower, if anything.
Okay.
Probably, I guarantee I've been in between the two somewhere.
Okay, well, let's...
Probably about right there.
Okay. Well, you're still square, but there's an issue here. And I'm going to show you what that is, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, when you go back to that 8, if you would, every one of these points, you're going to feel balance, and you'll be square. Okay, now just let your arms hang at your side. So your hand should be hanging. The left hand looks like it's turned in a little. Nope. There they go. Just relax. Yeah, your hands are hanging exactly the same. Can you feel that?
Yeah, it feels pretty close, yeah.
If you step to I'll show you what these others.
Sometimes, I mean, it gets like this. I mean,
You get
I
some.
don't know about if one's open or not, but I'll look. I mean, I don't know if it's a flexibility thing or what.
No, I'm going to show you exactly why here in a second. Okay, now step to 10. Now relax. Now look at your hips. See how they just rotated?
Yeah.
When you're off one of these numbers, that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay, but you're going to have the greatest ground force. I want you to notice, go to 11 and a quarter there. Now look straight ahead. Now you'll notice you're squared up again.
It's close. Still feels a little open.
It's, move your, are you pretty square? Move your right heel out just a little. You got a little into
Out.
Just a little, yeah, to 90 degrees. You don't feel toed in. Now you're square.
Okay.
Any heel flare, but you'll notice your hands still hang the same, but, and just step then to 12 and a quarter. And your hips are rotating open again. So every one of these points is good. But the green points, I'm going to show you why the green ones are better now. Okay? And this might explain something to you about your putting. So go ahead and go to 8. Now if you simply do this, just bring your hands up like this, you'll notice that if you bring them together, they meet beautifully. You can do this down in front too.
Okay.
But now go to 11 and a quarter. Now bring your hands up like this. Notice your left hand's higher now.
Okay.
Means your weight's on the left side.
Okay.
So you're dead centered in your weight distribution here. But as you get out here, your weight. So with a putting stroke,
that's good for putter then, no?
maybe. I'm going to let you decide that.
Okay.
You're going to be down the line. You're going to be finishing down the line, but your balance is not as good.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll be able to play with this and decide where you want to.
Sure. Definitely.
Now go to 16 and a half and bring them up. You'll see how good it is. Now your hands are back to the same line.
Yeah.
Okay. If you put them down to your side, you'll feel it on your side. Feel that? Now step to a number that's not marked green. You feel your left hand just drop. Your left shoulder actually just dropped. You don't want to be fitted a suit at this width, by the way. Or a tux. You want to make sure you're in one of your green spots. Okay. The other thing, not that you're excited about doing it, but your ability to rotate is different in these. Your ability to squat, your ability to move. You playing any basketball?
No.
Ability to move laterally, and your ground force. Now, you've seen this weight if you've viewed some of the other videos. Heavy weight will set your posture naturally. What I want to show you is the impact on rotation of balance, absolute balance, symmetry, maximum ground force here. So if I get set and I rotate, I have maximum unrestricted rotation both directions. And I'm not standing up. I'm holding my posture on both sides here. No knee flex change. As I rotate, I'm holding that same posture. If I move to a balance point, but not a point of symmetry, it's another balance point, I'm a little stuck in the backswing and I can over-rotate this way. Well, if you try this, I'm using the bar so you can see the rotation of my shoulders. Again, this is about my rotation. I'm at a balance point, but I'm stuck in my rotation here. If I move out one more to a point of symmetry, now I'm back to full rotation. I'm going to have my maximum power here if I have full rotation in both directions. Of course, if I step out of balance, I can't turn any more than that. That's it. That's the level of my shoulder turn. So your ability to move in every direction. I'll have a greater vertical leap because I have maximum ground force. I'll have great lateral motion. When I'm loaded equally on both sides, left and right, I'll have the maximum ground force in both feet, and that's where I'll get the greatest rotation.